everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Playlist Podcast with me, your host, Jack Willard, joined by my co-host, Gemma Roots.
Hey!
Hello everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode. So, coming up today, we are going to be going through our end of the year awards. So if you've been listening to the show for a little while now, you know that at the end of the year, we like to celebrate the year in the music industry. And last year, we did the awards and we had, I don't even remember how many votes we got, but we got quite a few.
Yeah, it was just over 100,000 votes.
Just over 100,000 votes. That's not bad, is it, for a podcast, though? I'm quite happy with that. So, obviously, our goal this year is to beat that. We get 200,000, that would be awesome. 200,000. That would be amazing. So, basically, what this episode is we're just going to go through the award, like the nominations. We're going to tell you how you can get involved and vote. And that's about it, really, because I feel like that's going to take up enough time in itself.
Yes, I think it will.
So let's just go straight into this. So obviously we picked out categories that we tend to do each year, and we picked, there's a fair few different nominees in each one. Obviously we couldn't include so many because it kind of hurts the nomination, so don't be offended if certain people didn't make the cut. It's one of those things, you know how awards work, you can't nominate like 20 people for one award. It's a bit overkill. So we did what we could, and obviously me and Gemma picked them each. We had our own fair share, so the way we do it. So expect a mixed here, but that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
So Gemma, you're the one with the list. So start us off.
I've got the list. So the best male solo artist, we've got Ed Sheeran, KSI, Stuart, Harry Styles, Shawn Mendes, Kanye West, Drake, and Joel Corey.
Quite a good mixture there.
Good mixture there.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's think about this one. What's your thoughts?
Obviously, Ed Sheeran's going to do well. He's been away for a few years. Come back later this year with his new album. Really good album, so I'm expecting him to do quite well. My personal favourite on this list is Stuart. He's a Irish musician. I'd say his musical sound is kind of a mixture between Ed Sheeran and Shawn Mendes.
Oh, okay.
I would have put him in the new artist category, but he's been around a few years, but he's only just been, he's kind of, this year and last year are the 2 years where he's got more popular. Yeah. I only came across him when I went to see the Vamps in September. He was supporting them, and he was really good. So his music is the only music I've really been listening to the last couple of months, and I've just bought tickets to go and see him in June next year.
Nice. Okay, so he's your pick. If you could pick one to win, he would be the one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
What about you?
I think Shawn Mendes could do well, because obviously I know he released Wonder, which was his fourth album. I know that was released at the end of 2020, but obviously the album's done very well this year.
Yeah.
So you've got to bear that in mind. Also, I know he's a controversial figure, but Kanye West, he released Donda, which had a lot of hype and quite a few postpones, but he has a huge fan base, and the album itself is definitely interesting, and I feel like he could do fairly well. And then you got to look at someone like Drake. Drake has got a huge fan base. Again, he had another album out this year. But I would like to see Joel Corey do well, because I think I feel like he doesn't get spoken about enough, and he's produced some incredible tracks over the past couple of years. He does some wicked beats and stuff. I think he's great. But I wouldn't mind seeing him win it. But I would probably predict Ed Sheeran to win this if I had to pick.
Yeah, I agree.
I reckon he will win. So
I reckon it's going to be a close battle between a few of them. But Ed Sheeran, I think, will win it.
Yeah, I'll put money on Ed to win that. Yeah.
Right. Next category is Best Female Solo Artist. So we've got Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande, Dua Lipa, Olivia Rodrigo, Lorde, Lana Del Rey, and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, okay. I mean, Olivia Rodrigo has been like untouchable. She's come about, without a doubt.
Look how many Grammys she's just been nominated for.
I know. And then you could say the same thing for Billie. She's been nominated for 6, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
And she won the Big 4 last year, or the year before. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a tie between Olivia and Billie, personally.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see Lorde do well, because she, Kate, had a comeback this year, released her new album, first album in I think 4 or 5 years, and that was great. I feel like she could do really well. And obviously, you've got someone like Taylor Swift, who obviously has been re-releasing her past albums. And again, how this award seems to work, it depends on how the fan base works.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's how the fan base works. I mean, we're just giving our opinion on who we think will win, but it depends on what fan bases get involved, really.
Yeah.
But I would say it'll be a tie-in between Billie and Olivia. I mean, Ariana, I don't think she's actually released anything this year, is she?
No, but she's done quite a lot of promotion this year for her album Positions that was released last year. So she did the live performances as well. And she's been doing a lot of TV work as well this year too, with The Voice in America.
Yeah. Yeah, Billie or Olivia, I'm going to cheat and say one of them two.
Yeah, I think Olivia might win it, just though.
Yeah.
I do like Olivia's music.
Oh yeah, she's very good. She's very good.
Yeah.
I'll have to say, we'll have to see on that one. This should be another hot one.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, last year, Charlie XCX won that one, didn't she? I remember, on our category.
Yes, she did.
Which I have to admit surprised us. So,
really surprising.
And best male was Machine Gun Kelly, so you never know how these things go.
No. I mean, last year, from the very beginning, you could tell who was going to win, but the last week of voting, it all changed. It changed every day as to who would win, and there was no predicting our end who was going to.
No, not at all. Okay, interesting.
Right. Next group, the next category, group, whatever.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of a spoiler there for what this one is. It's Best Group / Band. I've only done that because, in my opinion, a band is a band of people who play instruments.
Correct.
And a group is people that don't play instruments.
Correct. Yeah.
This category is quite big.
Yeah.
So we've got Little Mix, The Vamps, Coldplay, BTS, Wolf Alice, Foo Fighters, ABBA, The Killers, Biffy Clyro, and The Offspring.
Yeah, very good mixture there.
A really good range of music genres.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this one could be very interesting, to be fair, in terms of who could win. I mean, people could probably clearly tell who picked who. I mean, Gemma. Let's be honest. I mean, I would love to see Wolf Alice win this one, because their album this year, Blue Weekend, was absolutely insane. I thought that album was amazing. One of my favourite albums of the whole year. I'd love to see them win it. I think that would be awesome. But then at the same time, I also, part of me would just love to see ABBA win this.
I was very surprised when you made the changes to the document and you put ABBA in the best group. I was like, Jack, really?
ABBA classic, and the new music they've been releasing has been quite good, and I feel like they deserve to be up for this award. Who I think will win though, I don't think Oh no, it's actually really hard to be fair. Who I think will win. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to come back to that. You say.
I think it will be either Little Mix or BTS. Again, like you said about how big is the fan base. So Little Mix has got a really big following. BTS is a huge fandom, and once they notice that BTS has been nominated for something, they make this massive voting party happen. They just get everybody to vote every single hour of every day, and yeah, I think it would be either BTS or Little Mix, but I'd like to see the Vamps win because they've come. I think it's either they've won our category before, or they've what is it, second or third previously? I can't remember. We've done so many.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see Wolf Alice win it, but yeah, I'm going to go with that still. I'm going to leave it at that.
Alright. Next category then. So we've got Best New Artist. So we've got Griff, Kid Laroi, Olivia Rodrigo, Arlo Parks, Gracie, Mimi Webb, the girl in red.
Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, I was just gonna say this is a new category that we brought out this year because I just thought, new artists. There's been a lot going on. I mean, I would probably say I wouldn't be surprised if Olivia won this at all. But I'm a huge fan of Griff. I think she's very, very good. I really like her style. She's an English singer-songwriter. I think her track Black Hole has done really well. I really would like to see her win. But then you've also got Kid Laroi, who's done very well too. Or the Kid Laroi. It's one of the two, how it's pronounced. Sorry. But then again, you've got to think someone like Olivia Rodrigo, who has just been untouchable throughout the year. This one will be interesting. I feel like this one's quite hard to call, to be honest. I predict Olivia to win, but I personally like to see Griff win.
I think Olivia is definitely going to win this award by a long shot.
By a long shot, interesting.
Yeah.
You're making quite a claim there, Gemma.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you are.
I'll eat my hat if she doesn't win.
Yeah, you're making quite a claim there. Quite a claim. Okay.
Either Olivia or I'd like Gracie to get quite far. I like her music, and she's from the southeast, so you've got to support your local musicians.
Absolutely.
Shall we move on to the next category?
Absolutely.
So this one is, you're going to be able to guess whose category this one is. So we've got Best K-pop. So we've got NCT 127, NCT Dream, 17, Stray Kids, Monster X, and Blackpink. I didn't put BTS in because where's the fun in that? And they've been nominated in another category, so didn't want to put them in this one. I'm not going to ask you, Jack, who you think's going to win.
No, I wouldn't.
You don't listen to any of it.
No, so I'm just going to be quiet.
Personally, I think 17 are going to win. I think they've got more of a bigger fandom than any of the others globally. Especially in this country, in the UK. They were meant to tour over here last year, and then it got cancelled because of COVID, like a lot of things. Either 17 or one of the NCT groups. They've had quite a big year, especially when they did their NCT 2020 last year. That was really successful. Charted, I believe, in the US, and was very successful in Korea as well. And it was that successful last year. They're doing it again this year in December, so that should be a good album to listen to. Do you want to move on to the next category, Jack?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Right, so the next category is Best Album. So we've got Happier Than Ever, Billie Eilish, Sour, Olivia Rodrigo, Equals, Ed Sheeran, then Montero, Lil Nas X, Wolf Alice, Blue Weekend, Kanye West, Donda, Lord, Solar Power, and Biffy Clyro, The Myth of the Happily Ever After.
Yeah, this one I think will also be interesting.
Yeah, few big albums in there.
Yeah. I'll probably have to say, I mean, if I was to be honest, probably my two favourite albums this year have been Blue Weekend and Happier Than Ever. So probably if I had to narrow it down to two, so I'd be happy if either of those two won. I mean, Biffy Clyro have had quite a comeback as well with The Myth of the Happily Ever After. That's a good album. I've enjoyed that. Very political. Then you've got to look at Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. Big debut album.
Yes.
I'll be honest, I haven't listened to the Lil Nas X album, so I can't comment on that.
No, me neither.
I can't really say much there. I know, we haven't really done our research there, so slap on the wrist to us. Yeah, I personally would like to see. If I had to pick one that I really want to see win, it would be Blue Weekend. But I think Happier Than Ever will win. But I'd be more than happy. I'll be more than happy to see that win.
I personally think it's going to be a fight for the top three. So Billie Eilish, Olivia, and Ed. All three of them are big albums, to be honest. All did really well in the UK charts. So I think it's going to be one of those three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We shall see.
It's hard to choose. Next category is Best Single. So we've got Bad Habits, Ed Sheeran, Good For You, Olivia Rodrigo, Butter, BTS, Holiday, KSI, Without You, Kid Laroi, White Dress, Lana Del Rey, and Happier Than Ever, Billie Eilish.
Yeah, I actually think I could see Kid Laroi doing really well here, because Without You was huge when that came out. I mean, it still is huge, but I feel like that could sneak in and win this one, to be fair. And I really do like that track. All the tracks on here are, well, I haven't listened to the BTS track, so I can't comment on that. all the tracks on here are great. I do think Without You might win this one. I mean, it depends. You got to think about like where people in the world are voting, because I mean, probably Bad Habits is probably one most people in the UK would have heard of the most. I don't know. I am going to say Without You, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bad Habits or Good For You ended up sneaking in and winning. But I do think Without You could do it.
Yeah. This one is another hard one, to be honest. Bad Habits is a really good song. When I first heard it, I really didn't believe that it was Ed Sheeran, because when you first listen to it, it doesn't sound like Ed.
No, not at all.
No, and then it was like a really catchy tune as well. Good For You as well is another really good one. That's my type of pop to listen to. And then Butter by BTS, that was a huge track when that was released, and so was Holiday by KSI. both were played so much on the radio over the summer.
Not better than his boxing career. Just a fan.
You couldn't really put a name onto who would win this category, to be honest.
No, Kid Laroi. You can.
Right. The next category is comeback of the year. So we chose this category because obviously there's been an awful lot of reunions this year and last year, to be fair. Bands and people that have kind of gone away for a while and they've come back to give us a breath of fresh air with new music. So this category, the nominations are ABBA, The Wanted, Adele, Ed Sheeran, JLS, and The Offspring.
ABBA. Yeah, good.
Are you an ABBA fan?
I like them, they're good, but I think they will win this. I mean, I think out of all the comebacks on here, ABBA was the least likely one, let's be honest. Okay, like Adele we always knew was going to come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been talking about it since last year.
Yeah, The Wanted potentially, JLS potentially, Ed Sheeran again guaranteed to come back. The Offspring, first album in 6 years, good album, really good album. But no, I think ABBA is the one that really, let's say a year ago, would people have been like, that's definitely going to happen.
No, it's very unexpected.
Yeah, and it's been good. Their new album, Voyage, good fun. Still got that same old ABBA style, but it works really well. No, I think they deserve to win, 100%.
I've listened to a few songs from the new ABBA album, and I have to say, I prefer their old stuff. I'm not really a fan of the new stuff, but
old stuff is
that's my opinion. Yeah.
So who would you want to see win this?
Well, I do have a favourite on there, The Wanted. I've been a fan of theirs from the get-go, really. Once they formed, I was a fan, and I was devastated when they decided to go on hiatus. And they've come back to support Tom after his cancer diagnosis last year. And they've just released a greatest hits album with 2 extra new songs, and it is so good. That good that I have bought tickets to go and see them in March next year at Brighton.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to that, because even though I was a huge fan when I was younger, I never got to go and see them live.
Oh, okay.
So going to see them live next year is going to be probably one of the highlights of my year.
Fair enough. Sounds good.
I'm hoping that they win this, but I think it's going to be either a fight between Ed Sheeran and Adele.
And I'll put ABBA in that category, I honestly would. I honestly would. I personally really don't want to see Adele win it, because I think that's way too obvious. No offence to her, but I think it's way too obvious. Because Adele wasn't gone for that long. She wasn't gone for that long. Not that long.
A lot longer than Ed Sheeran, though.
Yeah, same here, to be fair. Yeah, same here. I would like to see... that's why we want to see ABBA, because I feel like they've been gone for so long. Like that's a comeback.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran, Adele, few years. I don't know. Controversial take, but there you go. Right, you can tell which ones I picked again, folks. You can tell which ones I picked.
Yeah, you can. You can kind of tell from all of the categories, really, who's picked what. From all the listeners that have listened to a lot of our episodes, they will kind of be familiar with our music taste. So it's easily distinguishable as to who's picked what.
Yeah.
And then just 2 quick mentions for 2 other categories that we've done. So we've done a category for Best Podcast Guest. So that is from all of the musicians that have been on this year. I think it's from March this year right till now. We've only done 1 episode where it's just been us.
Yeah, something like that.
All of our other episodes have been different musicians from around the globe. So thank you to all of them that have got in touch. And
I'll tell you what, you've got the list, haven't you? So let me see if I can name all of them without looking.
Go on then.
Oh,
Go on then.
You come out if I'm wrong, alright? Okay.
Are you going in order?
No, this is just to be off the top of my head, so I can't go in order. That's a bit too
Okay, go on in.
Okay, but if I miss out anyone, you correct me, yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
so we've had Broadtree.
Yep.
We've had Michelle Fabre, who was the most recent. We've had Black Emoji.
Yep.
We had Indecisive.
Yep.
Abby Mia.
Yep.
Emma Moore.
Yep.
Kieran Lancini.
Yep.
Asset Music.
Yep.
Raven Rain, who has been on twice.
Yes. She's my new best friend. Sorry, Jack.
Sophia Wan.
Yep.
Sam Lambeth.
Yep. You got one more.
I've got one more. Okay, I'm actually quite happy with how many I've got on so far. One more. Scott Ames.
Yes. Well done, Jack.
There we go.
Yes, so you can choose who was your best and favourite musician that's been on this year. And hopefully there's many more to come.
Absolutely. And thank you to everyone that's come on the show this year.
Yes.
Big thank you. It's been a pleasure.
And then our final one that we did last year, and we thought it was a good idea. At the bottom of our voting form that we had last year, we had a category for people to choose their favourite episode. But when we did that, none of the answers or what people thought was their favourite were actually their favourite. It was just people giving their suggestions of what they wanted us to do this year. I'd like to make an apology. We haven't really made a dent in that list.
We've done a few.
We've done a few, yeah. I mean, we've got one coming up next episode.
Yeah.
So this year we thought it would be a good idea to put a little suggestion box at the bottom for you to give your ideas for the Playlist Podcast 2022.
But go through what we've already done. Like, don't ask us to do episodes that we've already done. Like,
No.
You know, if you're listening to us on Amazon, Spotify, Google Podcasts, etc., go through the list of what we've already done, because we don't want to do like a third Disney episode.
No.
So, you know, we've been there, done that.
No.
So just go through and see what we've done, because we've covered a fair few topics already, but any ideas, do throw them out there. But yeah, just be aware of what we've already done before you make a suggestion, in case we already done it.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like that needs to be said.
Yes, I think so. I think that's all the categories.
Boom. All right then. Well, so Gemma, tell us, how do people vote?
So, this is the voting form is live as from the same time as when this episode is released. So if you're listening now, just head over to our website, and the voting form will be on there for you to vote. You can vote all the way through this month, and the voting will close on the first week of January, which I believe is, I think, if I get that correct, is the 5th of January is the date for closing the voting, and then we will record our results episode the day after.
Sounds good.
So you can vote on the website. There'll be a link on our Instagram, Twitter and Facebook as well, and we'll share that around for everybody to have a look at voting.
Absolutely. So yeah, get on a vote, folks. Get on a vote, and we want to reach 200,000 this year.
Yes.
200,000. We want 100,000 look like nothing.
Yes.
That's the plan. Vote. Please vote for your favourites, or just vote for anyone. But...
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for listening, and we will be back next time. Go out and vote. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.